I had my microphone on mute that whole time. Well, thank you very much. Oh my goodness, I said so much. That's hilarious. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for telling me. I didn't see any comments for a minute. For some reason, the comments were delayed coming in. So now my audio's on, right? I'm just seeing a bunch of comments saying no sound. I do see that Vegan Vixen says, hi, Mila. Hope you and kiddo are well in this madhouse. It's a madhouse of energy. Oh, man. I was actually just telling you all what's going on. There's so much to talk about. I said, that's so funny. All right. Well, what's most significant is that Mercury leaves retrograde motion tomorrow, and so a lot of us are already starting to feel that relief of that. And as that relief is kind of already, because it leaves the motion of retrograde gradually. It doesn't just happen like on a dime. And so a lot of us are already feeling it, and so that's been really a fun energy to be in. I know a lot of people have been talking about like the middle of the week too. So coming closer to getting through this crazy energy we're in right now, and through to the 9th and 10th is where things are going to start to find a little bit more release. This is really cool though. I'm going to tell you guys this. Thank you so much, everybody. I know I can see everybody saying, no, it's sound. And so what's happening in the sky having to do with, well, first of all, the sun keeps blasting Jupiter, and Jupiter is, Zeus, and there's a lot of significance about the amount of energy that solar flare wise, huge plasma coronal CMEs sending out over to Jupiter. And a lot of us think, oh well, it's Jupiter, not us. Well, it ricochets basically. It's kind of like a ping pong table almost, so it comes off of, it takes 30 minutes to reach us from Jupiter, these radio frequencies that come in as a result of all of this stuff going to the from the sun to Jupiter. But then it's coated with Jupiter and all the stuff in between. So anyway, there's a couple of things, but I'm just going to say this and then we'll go to your comments, because it's just, there's some crazy alignments happening. Now, I am not as well versed as some when it comes to astrology, but when there's these big ones, so we really ought to talk about it, and so as we move into this full moon, which is on Saturday the 12th at 7:22 p.m. That's also the day that Venus leaves retrograde, and then all planets will be direct. And that is the same day that we're having this square, there's a powerful T square with the sun, moon, and Mars. And so the result of that is the energy of a catalytic tension that will assist all of those who are not presently, maybe they're reluctantly asleep. It will be the catalyst to show them their own power into transmutation and to see what this is all about. And it's super exciting that it's all happening right at this window of time when all of this is lining up, not to mention all the Kazimis and freaking trines all month long and stuff like that. There's a lot going on. So the main message here, this is what came through in channel. I'm going to read this really quick and then we'll go to your questions. We are in the creation phase of our collective experience. Globally, you will find expertise in manifestation, a choice in which earth you will reside with. This is something that we're able to do right now. Like there is a different path, course possible for people to like utilize this manifestation in a way that you haven't done for a while, or even many times in this lifetime. So it's really cool. So there's my spiel. I see everybody. Thank you for coming. I see Kelly's here, Deborah's here, Rose Matter, Trisha, Olivia's here, Teresa's here, Deborah, Olivia. Thank you so much for telling me about the sound. Oh, thank you very much, Trisha. No sound, my friend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was the funniest thing, man. I talked for a while without a microphone. I have a mute button on the top of the microphone that if that red button isn't on, then it's not, but it's tilted so I don't actually see it. So thank you all very much. Grateful to have you here too, Carl. Deborah's here. Welcome. Janet, I appreciate all of your physical and emotional energy that you're going through. Information on. I appreciate your. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot happening. I'm actually in it too. Yeah, there's some serious. Uh, we are kind of going through a ringer. When Neptune went into Aries, that was on the 30th. So just a couple of days ago. Today's the 5th, 6th. Yeah, it's the 6th. So we've been in this energy for 7-8 days now, and it's indicative of a lot of different things in this energy that we're moving through. Is has been seen before during times of spiritual uprising and where things get easy again. I have been getting a lot of interesting things about uh, we're now in a new frequency. We're in an elevated frequency. Like that where I wrote that down, I just remembered that was a note when I was waking up. Where did I write that down at? Sometimes I'll grab somebody's text. Here it is. We are now on a whole new energy plane. That's what they said when I was waking up. And I feel it. And I'm sure a lot of you feel it too. It for some people it feels more dense. And others it feels like euphoric. For me, in my experience, I've noticed it shifting both ways. I was very euphoric for until Thursday. There was a dip. There was a dip that happened on Thursday, and it was very unpleasant. It didn't persist for the whole day, but I noticed it kept trying to come back in, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're back off again into the activation. So that was like right before the portal, right? Yeah, because Friday was the 4/4 portal, and all this stuff that's happened on that particular day too. Anyway, so many of you like me have likely been noticing more physical sensations. These weird headaches that kind of feel like a hand. I say that because there's like strips, like fingers of a headache, and it just goes all the way back. Like my hair's all crazy now. And that headache has come in and out for a little bit. It wasn't like really unpleasant, but it did get to be at one point unpleasant enough that I had considered taking like a pain reliever of some kind, which I don't ever do personally. That's not a choice that I make because my body doesn't like anything that has to do with pills. And so I usually pay for it. So, but I was considering it. It's worth it kind of thing because of that discomfort was so intense. Weird appetite switches. The appetite seems to right now be in some type of of rhythm with sleep disturbance or sleep increased dream recollection in particular. Very profound things occurring in the night when you can get yourself to sleep, despite the fact that we're exhausted literally all day right now. Man, I bet all you can relate to this. This is an energy that's a theme right now. This like profound exhaustion. Profound exhaustion. Yeah. Um, and all of this stuff's kind of so what I'm being made to understand about this, however, is that all of these different things that I just described, the exhaustion, the appetite, and the weird sleep stuff, all of these three have to do with the beginning of a new phase. It's the almost threshold, the crossing over plane, from and also while we do this energy, we're also moving through the spectrum of the fence sitters. I guess that's the word that they just used, spirit just used. The fence sitters, people that aren't sure about what's going on regarding the things that we talk about and experience, regarding the awakening, transcendence, ascension, and the like. It's going to assist a lot of the people who are like not sure, kind of in the middle, over to the other side, just because there's so much going on that you can't deny. So it's going to be a really interesting summer. Or if you're in the southern hemisphere, it'll be a very interesting early winter for you, because it's early summer for us too. We're still technically spring, and through this whole phase, it just feels like summer. Even though I have my heater on and a sweater on, it has been in the 80s until like now. Now it's like it's 48 right now. It's like, wow, that was a big drop. Fanya, hi y'all. Is there a link between the great influx of light and my whole body feeling as if it's coming apart at the joints and bones? It's so painful. Thought we were past that. Actually, I had a bit of an activation regarding something similar recently too. And my daughter did too. She's 10. So it's useful to just be aware of different age groups, because sometimes we blame these things on a certain age or something like that. So what I get from it is, and both of us, the way we resolved it had to do with nothing more than salt water. So all of a sudden, that's when the appetite left, and you didn't really want to eat anything, and your body just wanted water and salt. Now, I don't mix them together anymore. I discovered that that you lose a lot of the absorption ability after it passes your tongue. Regarding these 82 minerals that are found in Celtic salt, and I believe 78 minerals in pink Himalayan or pink salt. Anyway, these minerals are really needed by us, and we've been slowly depleting our stores of this since birth. And so now we are, finding that some things are needing to be replenished, and we're finding it as in salt, or in the minerals that are found in Celtic or pink Himalayan salt. So anyway, I'm telling you all of this because as soon as we did that, it was fine. As soon as we did that, we felt better, and so what I mean is too, is it's not a lot. I actually don't even measure it. I just get like a soup spoon, and I just sprinkle some on there till it's like a little strip, and then I'll put that on my tongue. I don't put it on the tip of my tongue, just kind of back a little bit, and then let it sit there for. I like salt a lot, so for me, it's not a thing, but I always have. Anyways, and then I'll just let it sit there for just a moment, and then you can wash it down with water. If you put too much on your tongue at the same time, there are some of the minerals won't make it be able to be absorbed in your tongue in such a short amount of time. So anyway, that helped. All of a sudden, our bones started to feel better. Like I simultaneously to her thinking maybe it's growing pains, and then I'm having it at the same time too, and then 3 other people that are all in different parts of the planet's having it at the same time too. So it's obvious that it's linked. So anyway, I do know that when we get incoming plasma, the light that comes from the sun, the juice that we receive, it's meant as a gift, something to help us. It can't move through our systems very well when we have a low content of water. Being that when we have more water in our system, and sometimes that shows up as what we call fat. It's not something that's meant as like a body image thing. It's sometimes your body requires more of that water, and so a lot of people are also finding like swelling of their belly a little bit more lately. This is in order to assist this specific thing. So water and salt, like, I don't know, anybody else want to sound off in the comments? Thank you very much for your comment, Vanya. Hello, Lavender Sky Panther, good to see you. Olivia says, anybody else feeling the sadness? Emotions are intense right now. Yeah, I was highlighting this a little bit earlier. It started on Thursday, where it really started to be noticed by me. A few other people noticed it a few days before, and many are still feeling the sensation now. And so just here's what I got when that was happening. That was a full on download moment. I talked about it on the show with Dr. Joe. I brought Dr. Joe on Friday. For those of you who missed it, that was a fun conversation. Anyway, so what they were showing me, because I asked, I'm like, what's the deal with all this like contrary energy? You know, even in the form of people manifesting themselves, they're showing up and like shouting at me for I don't know why. You know, like why is it me you're choosing? It has nothing to do with me and it doesn't affect me. But just people on the street, you know what I mean? Anyway, they had shown me that is in order to inspire me to do just what I ended up doing before they had said that. You know, I didn't think to really get anyway. What it was is that they're all of us are being inspired to send out the light from a heart center in a stronger, more transmuting kind of way than we have been doing. We operate at like, you know, good enough, you know, and what they're looking for is a spark, in a global push into this energy of expanding our light and leading into this coming full moon. That's why I told you guys all about that planet stuff, because it's synced with exactly what happened on Thursday when that dip first came in, you know. So that was on the 3rd. And for those of you in the southern hemisphere, that was Friday, and that was the 4th. So as that's happening, we're inspired also to remember that we're remembering. Was the other part of this download that was really important to share. Um, the so what I'm just going to tell you guys, and then I'll go back to your questions. This is something that happened that's like a message I'm meant to tell people. Okay, so what's been happening is that for the longest time there has been a contrary voice. Lots of times, usually it's our own voice, but it's in our head, like where we hear contrary, low self-worth, you know, saying that the person's not good enough or worthy, or, you know, lowering self, diminishing self-worth. And we've always assumed this had solely to do with conditioning, and that's true too. That's definitely a factor at play. However, this newest part that I didn't really even know about, I didn't even consider, I mean, anyway, so what they're showing us is that that's associated specifically with the brain stem. What's fascinating about that is that some groups of thought actually consider the brainstem to be what they call the reptilian brain or the reptilian mind. And this is the contrary energy. The voice at the back of your head, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking these bad things, you know, we always know the area that too. Anyway, so this brain stem is just at the base of your brain leading into the back of your neck, right? And that's that little dip that we've always been talking about, how we're clearing that dip. And it has a lot to do with our throat chakra. And the throat chakra is deeply, profoundly connected to the witch's wound, to the belief that if you share your truth, if you're your own authentic self, there will be some type of repercussion. All this kind of stuff, right? Well, check this out. What they were saying was that the space in our brain that's right above the brainstem, an area of our brain that's called the hippocampus, which is responsible for long-term memory, specifically long-term, though it's got other things to do with the memory as well. This area is now being flooded with light because as we're getting more and more of these light codes, it also, upon these light codes, carries with it aspects of you that's been missing. Memory. You're remembering. You're not learning anything new right now. None of us are. That's why we are noticing this like loop in time. Like you can see that throughout media, movies, songs, stories. Everything's a remake of a remake of a remake. We've got stuck in this loop. And now what's happening is the remembering is occurring. And so aspects of you throughout the course of your soul's mission, not simply the lifetime that you're incarnated in now, though this is also part of it. These knowings, these rememberings are returning. And as this occurs, it swells the hippocampus with light and takes on the space that it was meant to. And when this is done, it crowds out. It crowds out, like there's no longer any room for the reptilian brain's voice. Like it sounds crazy when you think about it. I'm not talking about hearing voices. I'm not talking about, this is our voice. And so we often just assume that it's us when it's not. It's this other thing. And so now we're at this time of remembering, it's releasing all of that. And as a result, though, we are finding a lot of other kind of things going on. You know, we're having activations in the pineal gland right now, which is right above the hippocampus for the same purpose. The pineal gland has been in a dormant state, stasis, in flux. They're using a lot of, but they're showing me that, you know, it's not really been all the way awake for most people, you know, and so that's been being inspired to come back online too. So I'm noticing it, but mostly what I'm noticing are headaches there. I'm noticing like it feels itchy inside. Like I feel like I want to like a, you know, when you have a scab and it's starting to heal and you've got that look, that deep healing itch. I'm noticing that inside my head. It's really weird. So anyway, I hope that explained some things and helped you all to understand, because that was what happened with me starting on Thursday night, Friday morning, and it's just gotten more and more interesting. Anyone else experiencing very dry skin? Okay, so we are purging. I'm having a real serious purge, but in particular, it's coming out like mucus. Um, these the this purge that we're having also comes out. I'm also having it this way too, it through the pores of our skin, and often when that happens, it leads to rashes. It also leads to like weird sores, similar to acne, but not quite. Little boils or welts or something. I don't know. This teeny tiny little guys. Um, and typically, you know, that this is what they have explained has to do with what's being pushed out of your system, your body, through your pores. Sometimes get stuck, you know. So this is another good reason to drink more water, because it helps these toxins. A toxins, the definition of a toxin is something that is not in harmony with your body, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It's just not in alignment with you, and so it's on its way out the door. And you know, sometimes it gets stuck along the way, which which leads to these sores. And also, if we don't rinse our skin and often enough, you know, like at least, you know, a daily thing. Sometimes I've noticed I wanted to go over and like I'll just like stick my arm like under the sink and like just because there's like stuff. And um a lot of times I'll also keep a little tray of Epsom salt by the sink, and I'll just dab like a wet cloth in there and just kind of, that does help get the stuff off the skin. And I stopped getting the rashes when we have these weird sweats. So something to consider. Excuse me. And wow. Ontario, Canada. Survived the recent ice storm. Awesome. Good. I'm glad that you did. We're still in a state of emergency, but I'm in my home today, and there's power, and I'm so grateful. I actually didn't know it gotten that bad. Thank you for telling me, Debbie. I'm sending so much love to you and to everybody out there that are affected by this. There's been some crazy weather. There's been some weird stuff going on. Like I'm still foreign enough from this place where I'm living now that I still question if it's really weird or just weird to me because I'm not from here. And then I hear the local mark, you know, there's some weird stuff going on globally with the weather this year. Excuse me. All kinds of different, we just had like 7 tornadoes all around us. So, you know, we've always been in like the pocket of safety, just for anyone who's ever wondering. There's never a concern. However, it's weird how they're forming. Everything about it's odd. And then the way that like this sudden drop in temperature, like it was 82 degrees a couple of days ago. It's 48 now. This is the high for the day, 48. We're dropping cold enough to snow. I am in Arkansas, and I'm like in the lower side of Arkansas. So like, yeah, it's crazy. There's some weird stuff going on with the weather for sure. Sending you love and everyone out there. Deborah says, Vanya, yes, stiff back again. Yeah, this weird bone thing. What did she say? Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Um, yeah, there's some weird stuff going on with the bones. It's got a lot to do with the minerals and the um just the need for more minerals. It seems so simple. Like we're taught to expect a complex answer to our problems. Rose Matter, you looked like you were having an interesting conversation. I totally was, man. I even downloaded some stuff in the middle of it, but it was obviously meant specifically for me and those who can read lips. Hello, all. So glad to be here live again. Good to see you, New Beginnings. Welcome. I haven't seen you for a while. I have wondered. No power for over a week. Oh my goodness, no power for a week? Over a week. Dang. We've been having power stuff, but it's only been like for a couple of hours at a time. Like it's affected us, but like I just did a group meditation and the power went out right after before I was able to upload the audio of the meditation, so I couldn't share it with anybody. But it was really interesting. I kind of felt like that was a one-time kind of meditation too anyway, but it's really weird. I'm glad that you got your power back on. That's awful. Miss T's time. Hello. Hi, Mila and all, and hello to all. So glad to be here. Feeling exhausted. Yeah, dude. So tired right now. Dry skin and dry hair. I've been noticing just today I noticed my hair was weird. Like I noticed my hair. Like I always have. Like that's something because I just even when someday there was times in my life where I kept it super short. That just my hair is something. It's your antenna. There's a reason that such a profound thing in most cultures. But yeah, something's up with the hair, and the skin's been weird, dude. Yeah. Yes, exhaustion 100-fold. Yeah, dude. So freaking tired. Yes, Mila, profound exhaustion. Yes. And weird sleep disruption, eating his way off. Is that fascinating? All three of those things are that trying that are required. It's an activation, or it's the beginning phases of what's going to end up being an activation. Heart palpitations I saw too. Yeah. Excuse me. Pardon me. Today is first day that I feel less exhausted, but it was bad the past few days. Yeah. I don't really, I can't tell yet. Like, I still feel kind of like, here's another sensation I've been getting too, is I don't really feel like I'm of this world anymore in the way that I energetically have been. Like I do know that we just shifted something somewhere, some aspects and reintegrated stuff and merged with some energies that are truly us anyway. But something more than that. Like there's something, yeah, it's really weird. It feels like you could call it tired, but you guys know what I mean? Like you're not here. It's really bizarre. It feels cool. Like I enjoy the sensation. It's interesting to observe it. Mila, live morning. Good to see you. Also, welcome. And here's the heart palpitations. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah. Weird heart palpitations, weird, um, all kinds of crazy stuff going on with the heart. Uh, most of the meditations I've been doing, there have been beings almost every time that have done heart alignments, realignments, balancings, all kinds of heart stuff. And then yeah, it's definitely like super strong the past few nights. Yeah, dude. Oh, cool. We're doing the unicorn show. All right. So excited for the unicorn show. That's on the 9th. I just wanted to confirm. So I'm so excited. So Elsa's going to be the guest that we're going to have on the show this coming Wednesday. And that's on National Unicorn Day, Third Eye Activation Day. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for confirming. I figured you would. With ice cream storm, with the ice storm, excuse me. In southern Ontario, my basement flooded and it was freezing cold. Oh gosh, man. It got so crazy up there, didn't it? Well, I got to check in with my buddy. I have a really good friend up there. I wonder how she's doing. Thank you for telling me. How are you holding up, Debbie? Mila live. Good to see you. Elsa's now on YouTube. Um, Chef, how do you feel? How do you feel about sea moss? I just ordered 2 jars. So I there's a lot of really good benefits that you can receive from sea moss, and truly any other growing thing from the ocean. They're like I'm finding to like the live algae stuff and the just all seaweed, all kinds of different stuff. I can't think of all of them right now, but pretty much if it grows in the ocean, it hey 333, it's what it's somehow my body's really wanting it right now, and I'm finding balancing. Uh, I'm also finding that this algae contains such a high amount of the iodine that that's specifically what my body's requesting. But everybody has a different, need for balance for their own needs. What's really interesting, okay, is the ocean has 92 minerals. And so does our body. Our body requires 92 minerals. Now, Celtic salt only gives you 82, so you're missing 10 more. And one of those is a derivative or part of iodine. Now, I'm not talking about ionized salt, iodized, whatever they call it for table salt. We don't we don't use that for any reason in our house. There's yeah, but actual true iodine that especially if you can get it in its natural state from these sea vegetations, you're going to find a lot of activations. This is helps to mend the area of your brain that truly has to do with memory. It also helps your pineal gland. It helps balance a lot of things. So I 100%, I'm super excited for you. I can't wait to hear how it goes. Within the first week, you will first notice a like uptick, and then it just kind of feels like it like levels out, but then it starts to steadily incline in its effectivity. So that's what I found to be true anyway. Excuse me. So that's cool. I'm really excited for you. Excited for Unicorn Show. Woohoo! Yeah, me too. Swishing the salt and mouth for 5 minutes. Really good too. Yeah, it takes me about 5 minutes. And what I've gotten used to doing is that by the time that I've had it in my mouth for as long as I feel like I need to, I don't actually go for water right away. Like I don't need to like rinse it out right away. It's weird. Like it's salt. Like but I remember being burned, feeling like I was burning by salt. But that was back when I was really little and we were using this iodized salt. It's whatever it's called. Hello, it's good to see you. Welcome. Exhausted and swollen belly. Yep. Yep. So many of us are having that. Lynn's here from New Zealand. Good to see you, Lynn. Great light codes and new coding with 4/4 energies and portal. Haven't watched a live for a while. Nice to be here. Feels like upcoding the DNA strands. I had a headache yesterday and today during the night. It doesn't show you the whole comment, so I can read it. Let's see. I'll find where I was at during the night. I've had gastroenteritis and purging. Did get out to a sacred place a couple of days ago, which felt like an upgrade of codes and lap up the new codes in a sacred space in nature. Maybe that's why my purge is what my purge is about now. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. As with we are allowing ourselves to bring in this new stuff, we're also finding that there needs to be vacancy, a space, a place created for this energy to come in and kind of settle down. So we're finding a lot of purging. We're pushing a lot of stuff out right now. Where will we? When will we live? That's I don't know what you mean by the question, but this is kind of something I've been asking myself. So maybe this is what you're asking. Is I've been getting this thing about, um, like, so the Arcturians came in and said, we are currently correcting your times. Please stand by. Now they didn't use the word correcting. I wrote it down and I've since been able to not been able to find it. However, what we're uncovering and recovering is the memory that, the time that we're told we're in, maybe even all the way down to what year we're actually in, is has been intentionally, hidden from us, and it's starting to come through in, awareness. And so when will we live kind of feels like it goes to that, um, reckoning of realizing, that we're coming into an awareness that we hadn't been in a long time. So happy to sit and listen after having a week of hell without power, with power outage and flooded basement, doing a mountain of laundry. So enjoy your show. It's making me happy. I'm really happy that you're here, Debbie, and that you're doing well, and that you got your power back on. Friday was immense for me, in this regard in Australia here. So yeah, so the same time, very confronting time, like really old stuff I hadn't experienced for a really long time. Good morning from Australia. Good morning, Sasha. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, that was a big deal day. Blessings to me and to everyone from Denise. Good to see you, Denise. Yeah, and it's going to keep getting better and better and better. So that happened on the still on the forward motion of momentum, um, that came from the Neptune, changing it into and moving into the Aries. Remain in Aries apart from, a retrograde that will happen. I believe it was October 22nd. That retrograde motion on October 22nd will continue until, January 2026. And then at that retrograde, it'll be in Pisces for that window of time. And then go back once again, into Aries for the remainder of those 14 years. And so we're looking forward to a lot of, spiritual, revolution, is really what it comes down to. Contrary is the beforeness. Ooh, that's very interesting also. Beforeness is hippo. No randoms. What? Okay, that's really fun. What puppet was that? What finger puppet was that? Great, remember. Yeah. Yeah, because the hippo is also just as the elephant, right? And the hippo is the one that, has been banished from many lands in order to stop the distribution of the rivers, the waters. If we let hippo come back and do what it's supposed to do, it it makes rivers. That's what hippos do. That's their job, and they like it. Redistribute the water throughout the planet from the internet. Your hippocampus also helps you learn more about your environment, spatial memory. So you're aware of what's around you, as well as remembering what words to say, verbal memory. Awesome. Well, I can tell you one thing. My verbal memory has been really in a funk. So that actually makes a lot of sense to me that area is being activated right now. Yeah, dude. I drink water with fresh lime juice. Awesome. Yeah, especially if you can use key limes. Man, key lime is actually, it turns out, the fruit that ended up being the lime and the lemon. Some even say that it was a fruit that the orange was derived from as well, which would make sense. However, key lime specifically is the originator. I was guided by spirit to use key lime actually. There's a lot of stuff in it. Denise, I had a dream of my ex and woke up with a burning sensation on my left hip. I put my hand on my side, pain went away. Wait, and my side pain went away that instant. Had to do a meditation on cord cutting. Awesome. Yeah, that's actually why we put our hands on our body. Like, do you guys? I mean, it's so we do it. We do it all the time. When you get hurt, you grab that part of your body, right? That's just an instinctual thing to do. However, you're healing it. You're putting your healing hand on it. Water flows where light must glow. We are guiding light to this area of our body also by swelling. Like when we hurt ourselves, it swells. When there's some type of physical discomfort, like you'll notice a bit of swelling that will occur. Water's rushing there so light can glow there. And that's also what's happening to our bodies right now, due to the need to be able to absorb what we're receiving from the sun. This sun, uh, influx of energy from the sun that we're getting is specifically designed for our awakening needs, so it makes a lot of sense. And that's really, really cool that you utilized it. I'm really glad you brought that up too, because that's a good teaching moment, that we can do this on purpose all the time, heal it. And then, yeah, I'm noticing that we're having this conversation with a lot of people where there's a need to cut cords right now. We don't even always know how many cords we actually have attached to us, or that we have attached to others. Sometimes those cords can still, even if we don't actively use them, they can still send the energy back and forth, like the soup cans and the string, the telephone thing from the time when we were kids. Well, it works because it vibrates through that string between the two cans, and so we remove that cord energetically, and sometimes utilizing physical means. Well, sometimes people will use scissors and like a ceremony. Some people will wrap or put two candles together and have a bond between them, some like a silk or some type of a string, and let that burn down and cut. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I find that it's very important to do it regularly. I meet with people. I do live meetings. I do Zoom meetings. I do all kinds of stuff. And I find that I need to clear the cords regularly. I energetically, sometimes you can look kind of like a pincushion. You don't even realize it. And they're not always bad. It's just not yours, So removing all those cords, on a regular basis, daily basis is highly suggested. I'll typically do this if I've not done it throughout the day. I'll definitely do it at night before bed. Like that's a good time to do it. Another really good time is when you come home from a crowded place. It's anytime that you feel like burning sage is a time to cut cords. They will reestablish, these cords will reestablish anytime you reconnect with that individual. You're not kicking them out of your lives only. It's people you see all the time. I cut cords with everybody all the time. It's very useful. So thank you for bringing that up. And yeah, good job. Let's see. I jumped again. It always happens. It seems like it's about this time of the this far into the live, I always end up getting cut down. So the comments on the side here they jump to the very bottom. So I've missed like a bunch. I'll just grab this one. Oh, hippos again. Cool. Yeah. Elsa, hippos in Oz. Trade you a platypus for a hippo. Heck yeah, dude. I want a hippo. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Yeah, dude. Hippos are awesome. Yeah, I know. They're super aggressive and they have their stuff, but like they're really cool energies. I feel like that they're missing from a lot of places on the planet. And that where they could really be utilized. What a buzz chat today, Mila, right? Yeah, dude, there's so much coming in and so much more to share with you guys. I only got like 15 minutes left. There's so much to tell you guys what's happening. Just for, let me grab Rose Matter. I'm so grateful for this community. Sometimes it's the brightest part of a hard day. Sending love to y'all. Oh, thank you, Rose Matter. It's actually this very thing that I was getting a comment on. So that's kind of cool. Is I've got the calling to do an additional show each week, and this is going to start on Friday the 25th, which is during the conjunction of Moon and Mercury. That particular day is what I did is I changed my scheduling. I'm no longer offering sessions at 2 p.m. Instead, it's like 5 p.m. or something. And I'm going to do a show on Fridays because there's so many people who would love to share their story and so many people who benefit from it. But what really inspired it was Spirit kept reminding me of the lifeline that I found through joining Guardians live um, Q&As every week, back in 2020. Back then, he went live at noon every Monday. And I look forward to that. I wouldn't schedule anything else. That was a day and time that, people just knew to leave me alone. And I was able to join people in the chat, make, you know, wonderful bonds with other people who are also on this journey with us, and to create this community that became something so much more that, now I'm able to share it. We have a Telegram community of like 520, 500 and something people from all over the world. We have, when I go live, I typically expect at least 100 people, to come on live with me. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. And I'm not looking at, being competitive with the numbers. That's how many people get to connect. And I find that to be very beautiful and powerful. And so, um, there were the days that Guardian couldn't come on, and I was devastated. He had to skip a week, and he had very good reason, just as I do when I don't come on. I'll do my best to always make it because I know what it feels like and how important it is to have this community, to have the people here. So, starting on Friday the 25th, that day I'm going to have Josie Jackson on. I've been looking forward to talking with her. And so she's coming um, on that day. And that will be the normal time at 2 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And uh, from that point on, every single week, unless something comes up, on occasion I'll post and let you guys know if I'm not going to do it. But I'll have that open. And there's just been so many more people that have been reaching out and wanting to hear their story that many can benefit from. That why not? Since I moved the normal meeting to Wednesdays, I'm going back and forth between Wednesday and Friday. We're just going to stick to Wednesday. We're just going to keep it there, and now have a live on Friday too. So that'll be another way of having community. So anyway, um, and for those of you who have emailed me looking to see if they could be on my show, I will be contacting you soon. Um, B Joy got canceled on me. I canceled that. I had to, but postpone it. And so she will be coming on too soon. I need to connect with her. I'm looking forward to all of you coming on. If you are interested in joining me on a show, please send me an email. That's the best way to contact me. Yeah, I'm not super fast in answering. It's due to the volume of emails that I get, but I found a system, a way to figure out how to address everybody eventually. So please send me an email if you're interested in joining on the show. Um, and then lastly to remember, because we won't be meeting um, until next Sunday for this live Q&A, that here coming on Saturday was the full moon. And this is the full moon of manifestation. This is the pink moon. This is this moon in Libra. Oh, is that right? I feel like I'm wrong now. Is that right? I think it's in Libra. It's in Libra. Yeah. And this energy of um, intentional manifestation and creating the world around you is stronger now than and more profound than ever before. So if you're able to, give yourself daily, if you can, 5 minutes sitting and thinking, considering the things that you truly want in your world, what you would like the world to be like. And, and it's not so much like, what color it'll be or what, little details like that, but what it feels like. What do you want your world to feel like? You know, happy, full of love, full of joy, free, these types of sensations are the most profound utilizations of manifestation. So uh, hello, Colleen, good to see you. Welcome. Kelly says, so look forward to these shows. It makes such a difference. Thank you, Mila. Thank you, Kelly. I'm really glad to hear that. And now we'll have an extra one. Yeah, I always did too. Like it's something that, creates the ability to connect again. Know you're not alone. Like the power behind knowing you're not alone is so profound. Trina says, super swollen belly and headaches, very uncomfortable. Yep, the belly, the headaches. Um, I've been noticing this incredible mucus that I've been having. I just recent. I actually thought it was something else. I thought maybe it was like allergies or something. But why is it doing it while it's super rainy and stuff? And what I got is I forgot I did this. I did a super big parasite cleanse like a week or so ago, and this is the result of it. Is what they had told me. Spirit told me. So actually makes a lot of sense. So that the mucus is like the leftovers that I'm purging. So anyway, I'm having that too. So there's a lot of like sinus kind of stuff going on. Thank you, Mila, for all you do with us. Thank you. I'm so grateful and honored to get this opportunity to be with all of you. Like all of you have been it's been such an amazing ride. I just commented to somebody, I was remarking about a show or something, and I realized I used to tease people who listen to or to who were on talk radio, and to think that I've become what I'm doing is talk radio. you know, like that. I wouldn't have believed anybody. I wouldn't have believed anybody if they told me this is what I would do. And this is the way that we can connect. This is something I'm glad that I found Guardian, because if it wasn't for him doing a show like this, I wouldn't, I don't know, probably would have been something else, I'm sure, but he really put me in the place of seeing what it's like to connect with others and knowing that you're not alone. And then also, you know, there are members in our community that have been doing it for longer than others. And so they have experience and they have, real hands-on advice, regarding different things that maybe we don't know much about. We've What I'm still struggling with is discovering the assigned vocabulary for these specific topics. You know what I mean? Because I've assigned my own words over the years. Like there's some that we used to use on a global way, like out of body experience. Now it's called astral projection. That took a little while to get used to, but that was easy enough. There are some though that I don't know. I don't know the words that people call them, but I just know what it is. So anyway, it's really interesting how things work like this. And I'm just so honored to be able to be in this position. It's such a wild ride with all of you. Betty says, "Hi, love. Love to see you're live. I've been having such bad headaches. Yeah, the headaches are crazy. So I did also find the release. Some release came from also this salt, like putting salt in your mouth, swishing it around a little bit, or just leaving it on your tongue, for as long as you can. I find that a couple of minutes is plenty. But as I also had said earlier, about 5 minutes is best. It's actually really good for your teeth too. I found out later on recently that this is also what they suggest to resolve, to assist you if you have like gingivitis or stuff going on with your teeth. I know a lot of people are having teeth and oral dental related stuff right now, and you have a lot of throat chakra stuff going on right now. The throat chakra directly affected by this brain stem, this hippocampus, third eye. You got all that stuff that's all being activated right now. And not only that, but we have spent many lifetimes hiding our truth, hiding the truth, hiding, fleeing persecution, and those types of things. And so we've, slowly accepted this, reality over the years of feeling like we can't be honest, or else we'll get locked up or something like that. And now that's being released, resolved, and released. So that's trauma. As we heal trauma, we find it's more and more possible to access these higher realms, these higher frequencies. We are essentially putting down our bags. And they say you carry around too much baggage. We're putting the baggage down. We're finding some of these trains of transcendence and ascension don't let you check a bag, So first time joining live chat. Heart Healing Art, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And it's so wonderful. Hi, Vegan. Thank you for your beautiful welcome. I'm so happy that you shared. Thank you so much, Heart Healing Art. I like your name, and I like your picture too. Yeah, it's such a cool thing to be able to be part of a community. Oh, for those of you who do, by the way, before I forget, would like to join our Telegram group, it's free. I don't charge like some people have a subscription or something. The Telegram group that we have started because I had about 14 people emailing me and I couldn't keep up with everybody. This is the early phase of like my channel and stuff. It was awesome conversation, but they needed other people to talk to too. And so I created the Telegram group, and now there's 520 plus people there. And so if you're interested, the link for that is in the description of this video here. You'll find it in the description of just about everything that I produce. I do my best to be sure that you have that information and you know how to get there. It's really cool because there's people from all over the planet. Therefore, there's always somebody awake, and I don't know if they anticipated this, where we were going to have such connection all over the globe. And now we're comparing notes and we're starting to be able to see the truth about a lot of these things that we used to call illness. We're starting to understand that it's got nothing to do with season, that it's simultaneous, whether you're in the tropics or you're in the winter wonderland. You know what I mean? It happens in every time zone, in every age group, and it's through places like these Telegram groups, these live groups where you're all here with us and communicating to one another. By the way, if you do put an @ symbol because you're going to talk to somebody inside the chat, I'll usually try to avoid not clicking it in order to give you guys are talking to each other, and so I won't, sometimes I do it on accident, but I won't put it up on the screen, and so that's also something I really hold sacred, this connection with each other in the chat, that I had done also with the Guardians channel. I love seeing you. I love seeing you too, Kenny. I'm very glad that you're here. Lovely seeing you. Yeah, I've actually been wondering about you for a bit. I've been wondering about a handful of people. And as I wonder about them, they're just returning back into frequency. It's really interesting. It's good to see you. Vicky says, yes, feeling a little spacey. Yeah, right. And disoriented as to where we are, Mila, like being in two different places at once. Right. I feel like so like discombobulated on so many different levels and energetic fields. It feels like I feel like this picture behind me, like I'm all of them and then the whole thing, like it's really, we're in motion now, and it's a good sign. It's a good feeling. A sensation means that we're going to the next thing and we have accomplished what we had been working on previously. So that's awesome. Salt and a good electrolyte helps with detoxing headaches. Seems we're all experiencing. Thank you very much for your comments, Cindy. Oh yeah, telepathy is coming online. Cosmic consciousness. Yeah. This is actually something that's also got like another influx of oomph getting ready to come. So we've had a couple of those like swells, like where a wave, I guess people call it. And then we're looking forward to another one this coming full moon, actually. Oh, that's also Passover at sunset. I just noticed. There's a couple of different things going on that day. Interesting. Yeah. So the 12th is a very powerful day. Again, that's going to be at 7:22 p.m. Central Time. So that's 5:22 p.m. Pacific, 8:22 Eastern. Um, I'm not sure about the other time zones. It's so confusing. They do daylight saving at different times all over the place. So lots going on. And actually, I got to get going. It's been such a great conversation to have with all of you. Excuse me. I just, so tomorrow, Mercury leaves retrograde, and there's going to be a lot of relief. Utilize that energy if you can. Take a moment for some type of ceremony. It doesn't have to be more than 5 minutes, really, but the longer the better. Allow yourself to be in a place of appreciation in your heart, and accepting, gladly accepting the things that you desire. Remembering the concept is better than the thing. So what is the result of the thing that you're looking for, and then consider the result rather than the actual item itself. This will assist you in your frequency of manifestation, remembering that throughout April and May, our ability to manifest will be a lot stronger, and so use it while it's here, dude. It's going to be awesome. So I look forward to these meetings, and I look forward to seeing you all again in a couple of days. If you come in, we're going to have a show with Elsa on National Unicorn Day, which is the 9th, this coming Wednesday, or Thursday the 10th if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. That will start, I believe, at 1 p.m. Central Time. So that'll be 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Elsa time. Unless there's a daylight saving coming up. I already forgot. No, they don't have one yet, I think. Anyway, and so it's going to be a really good show. And that will be available for live as well as on replay. So I'm sending you all so much love at 404. Know that you're not alone, and this is a group thing, and this is really good. We might feel some contrary energy coming in, and that's only from those other individuals who are being inspired by the catalytic energy of this powerful tea that we're getting with, the and that's all happening on the 12th. Like, that particular day is going to be a really powerful day. So it'll be that catalytic energy that inspires them to take back their power, to remember the word no in honoring of self. This will be a time where these individuals, many having been pushed down or placated for far too long, will begin to once again rise and to see how powerful that they are, able to transmute the energies before them into a higher frequency, a more balanced state that is enjoyable to reside within. This is what we're looking forward to on this coming Saturday, the 12th, on that full moon, the pink moon. I'm sending you all so much love. I look forward to seeing you again. You got this. You're not alone.